Found footage. Good job. It's entirely, I mean, I guess it could be that people are like, you know what, this is too dangerous and we can't destroy it, we have to get rid of it somehow. Or it could have been, or something else could have been going on because, you know, somehow the people who were so entranced by it, you know, ended up down here somehow. Alright. That was beautiful. That was like a coffee cup thing going on right there. That was a Saga Casey coffee cup exchange, except with hydration.
Yeah. And now we're off to the last area of the Foundation.
Oh, wow.
Or, like, the last, like, big area.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be one more area, small area, once we... Actually, let's talk to Emily real quick.
Did he just say try not to launch at me, director?
If it isn't my favorite director.
Maybe.
Aww.
The nail is almost repaired. You really do have a knack for this kind of work.
Aw, hi, honey.
Nothing to report.
I'll see you later, Emily. Good luck. Take notes.
Oh my god, I love it. I do think that happened, and the guy was just like, try not to launch at me as though like this is totally normal, which is fair considering, you know, everybody who. Oh, hello. That's interesting.
Look, it's the pyramid, people almost like worshiping it, and then there's the former.
Yeah, it does look like the former, kind of like in that weird centipede spider bug way that he is. Assuming it is a he, I think probably it or they is probably a bit,
It or they, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably a bit better because it doesn't see like. Well, I mean, the boards seem to be like, while they show as a singular unit, there's something about the board that it seems as though they talk in plural. They talk in plural pronouns, so it almost feels right to like talk about them in plural pronouns because it seems like to be like there's multiple like. It almost feels like a hive mind, you know? Like there may be multiple units, but they share a single consciousness.
Yeah.
Basically the board, just, you know, with less assimilation. What the former seems to be is a singular unit. And a singular consciousness.
Jesse, you need to... I'm gonna wait for all of them to grow back. And then...
Beautiful.
That's satisfying.
Always satisfying to shoot a rocket. Whee! Hello.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it meant for me to do that, but I did it the other way.
You legit. I mean, you have to admit, this is kind of funny. Those battery cells are usually not that close to the spot they're going to go. There's something funny, like if you bother to put the battery into the cell, why not just put it into the socket? Like, you were right there, all you had to do was move it a literal foot. And you did it.
Yeah. Alright, and we are now... Whoa.
Whoa! Oh, hello. We're now in the warehouse.
A very tall warehouse with floating enemies up there.
Oh. I didn't even realize, like, I was looking at the nice little ribbony thingy up there. Oh, those are the scary people, aren't they?
No.
Oh, they're not. Oh, hello.
See? No chair to be found.
At least not off of that guy.
Ah, he missed. Jesse, hit him.
Come on, Hey.
Thank you. Ow.
Ow.
It's okay, there's a safe point right here. Ow, what is hitting me now?
You may need to run to it. Run fast.
Oh, it's just another guy. There we go.
I think we are done with the action movie section of this. Don't taunt the enemies. As good of one-liners as they have, don't taunt the enemies, especially when they can do that. Because let's face it, if you taunt, like, look, if you fight somebody and they kill you, that's rough. But if you taunt somebody and then they still kill you, that's just embarrassing.
No, Jesse. I need you to destroy some of the old mods, not
you know, stand there
Yeah.
and dance around in a circle. Or whatever the heck it is she was doing.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if I could put the blast radius mod on my pistol, so that way every shot was an explosive shot.
Excuse me. You would lose track of what was happening so fast.
End up killing myself, probably.
I wouldn't put it past you. I gotta pick
Is
up.
this a bureau ID badge?
Oh.
Looks so old.
Oh, that's.
Pope will definitely want to see this.
Aww.
Should we go back and talk to her?
Can we at least, like, does it show, like, an image or something so you can see what it is?
I don't think so.
Aww.
Well, we'll head back to the crossroads real quick. It's just, I think it's just like a small quest in this area to gather a bunch of the ID cards.
Oh, that's adorable.
I don't know if I'm going to actively pursue getting all of them, just because they're very small and hard to find.
Yeah. Here, let's go show
And I already found it once already.
Go show it off to your girlfriend.
Jesse, you're back. So did you find anything noteworthy? The original bureau expedition down here left so much interesting stuff behind.
Like their ID cards. I picked up a weird one. It's pretty old.
Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, I found a few ID cards myself. Or more accurately, the Rangers found them for me.
Are you starting a collection?
She totally is.
I'm going for the whole set. I kid, of course. But I suppose they are sort of like baseball cards, except for bureau stuff from the 60s.
Yeah.
Hey, the one you found is different than mine. It
Oh.
looks like it's a higher clearance level.
A rare one, then. Want
like
to keep it, Emily?
Yeah, I absolutely do. But I think you should hang on to it for now. High clearance access might come in handy.
Sounds like you have something in mind.
Guilty. See, I've been going through Dr. Ash's notes, or the ones I can find anyway. Like Darling, he seemed to enjoy hiding his most relevant research. From what I gather, there is another floor beneath the warehouse with a special lab that requires 5 high-level staff members just to access.
Oh my
Okay,
God.
maybe we should do
Here,
it.
take this. It's an old skeleton key. Something else the Rangers found. I give them $5 for every useful trinket they bring me.
I'm gonna assume this key is my ticket to that lower floor. And that super secret lab you mentioned.
Bingo bango, as Dr. Darling used to say.
Oh my God.
Keep your eyes peeled for more ID cards around the warehouse. If Ash's notes are reliable, and I'm sure they are, then 5 is the magic number.
Okay, so we are gonna do that quest, I guess, because I want to see what's in the secret lab.
Find 5 ID cards. Alright, now here's the question. Do you want me to use my phone to look up where they are? Or do you want
Not yet.
Do you want to spend some time searching around?
Spend some time searching first.
It was so cute. Was she's like, oh, they're like kind of like baseball cards. It's like I'm going for a full set. It's like, I kid, but they are kind of like baseball cards if you think about it. And then Jesse's little smile and those are like, they're kind of cute, but she also looks a little bit awkward. But she was like a rare one. It's like, I'm playing into this because it's making you happy and I love it. Ooh. The oldest house has revealed much for me during my months in the Foundation, but many questions remain. Primarily, the tree etchings bewilder me. What is their significance? If the house has changed shape over its lifetime, as I've theorized, then the tree is its first form? It is the tree. Then was a tree its first form? I sent a team to the Schwartzman building in search of pre-settlement accounts found in Manhattan Island. From those, I discovered a single relevant line, and there I found a tree not known to me, the devil twisted within its bark. That line, taken with the fact that certain American cultures believe that some trees would offer wisdom and guidance, is indeed interesting. However, it's hardly firm evidence, and though I am now bound to the oldest house, I remain a man of science. Of course, there are numerous ancient beliefs regarding trees: Yggdrasil, the tree of knowledge, Yemex Imixche. Some cultures offered blood sacrifice to trees, while others claimed trees endowed chosen individuals with inhuman powers. Do New York City's many murders act as a sacrifice for the oldest house? Does the house have a chosen champion? Is it me? Okay, well that took a turn. After the third thing on his list, the thing that I once again very painfully and probably incorrectly pronounced, almost sounded a bit like the fish language. And I don't know if that's a coincidence or not. Also, it's like, oh yes, do New York City's many murders, like a legit every single murder acts as a sacrifice to the tree, whether the people know it or not. I have to admit, it's kind of fascinating, but also terrifying if the answer is at all yes.
Because it means that the oldest house would then be perpetrating the murders across New York City.
Or profiting off of them, at least. Which isn't exactly pleasant. And that could be why it's so big, so powerful, so weird, and so inhuman, and sometimes just like... I mean, like, for the most part, the agents have been okay. Like, the oldest house, like, messes around with them and weird stuff happens. But most of the deaths and injuries and stuff like that happen because of altered items. So, in the case of, like, you know, Gibbs's notes, you know, the oldest house, whether consciously or through a shift, brought them down there with no means of escape and no means of contacting the outside world or nothing. And that definitely seems a lot more intense than what the shifts seem to do, especially since we haven't properly seen them. I mean,
the closest we got was the beginning of the game when suddenly there's an elevator.
Yep. And also a reference from that one what's it called? Threshold Kids episode where Mr. Bones talked about the kid getting stuck in his room for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on the pyramid and geometry. I've been going through my library researching pyramids and triangles. If that shape does relate to the board, as Northmore says, then perhaps our predecessors in the occult can offer some insight through their geometric knowledge. In esotericism, the triangle is closely associated with the Holy Trinity and other three-part concepts: past, present, future, mind, body, spirit. Interestingly, the term board also implies multiple parts. Oh my god, I was just talking about that. That's a little creepy. Upright triangles in Judeo-Christian imagery indicate ascent into the rational/divine realm. Inverted, it signifies a descent into the corporeal/human realm. Naturally, the ascent is masculine and the fall is feminine, Adam and Eve. That's just a bit of old world patriarchy. It's 1964 now and we are well past that silliness. Considering the above, what does the inverted triangle tell us about the board? They're clearly not corporeal or human. Perhaps they wish to be, or they once were. The likeliest answer is simply that the theological imagery cannot help us define alien entities. But still, the pyramid seems significant. Shapes have power, and clearly so does the board. I wonder if, because he brought up the Adam and Eve, story, if that has anything to do with the fact that he named one of the kids Lilith.
Maybe. And ID number 2.
Weird place to leave an ID card, but okay.
Yeah.
I feel like forgetting it in a bunk isn't the weirdest possible thing.
No, really. Especially, someone could have been like sitting down and did you just find another one? Oh,
Another ID card.
Yep, yes you did.
For a cartographer.
Well, this is actually easier than you would have thought. Ooh, Dr. Ash. As Chief Excavation Officer, it's my job to support the research team, so I got you your machine for that ridiculous sand research project. However, it is also my responsibility to ensure the safety of my crew. Do you know how many trips it took to get an entire bulldozer down here piece by piece? And do you know how many of my guys we lost in those trips? Here's a hint: too effing many. Oh my god, the subject is out of your damn mind. Which brings me to my point. I'm writing you today because of the request form that just landed in my desk. Apparently you want a lightweight 1 or 2 man military-grade helicopter for the purpose of surveying the vast expanse of columns by air. I bet you didn't even stop to wonder how much time, money, effort, and blood this toy would cost us. Well, no, sir. I am sorry, but I will not subject my men to another month of marching through that death trap upstairs. For Christ's sake, these people have families, and not that they ever get to see them anymore. Request denied. Lois McNary. Oh my god.
I can understand his frustration, especially when someone wants to bring a goddamn helicopter down here, but
especially after all the pain that the bulldozer thing caused, and how is it that Lewis McNary somehow became one of the most reasonable adults in the bureau?
I don't know.
Like, that was kind of amazing. Sand.
Okay, I think that there is a way to. I think this might be where we head down, but it's not yet, because we gotta start messing around with the elevators first.
I'm having a brain fart. Excuse me. Remember the sand that
Different sand.
Damn it! I was wondering if that was also red.
It is, but that was from an alternate world.
Security chief.
Yeah. You're right.
Okay, so we're only missing one ID card. So
Yeah, cartographer, which I think is interesting. Whee.
I mean, it does make some sense.
Yeah. Depending on what's going on here. Hello.
Yeah. Okay, and okay, I can head in over here. Have I gone this way yet? I think this might just be the way that leads me back to the main area.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this just leads me to the crossroads. But I can at very least unlock this.
Door. That door.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna find the ID card that way, and we still have to go through this area regardless. So we're off.
Oh, right there? Oh, wait, no.
28 days now spent inside what we're calling the oldest house. Northmore insists on the name. I'm too tired to ask why. I'm not
Yeah, he
sleeping.
does sound exhausted.
Per orders, me and my research team have established a permanent examination lab in the Foundation. I basically live down here now, like the obedient head of research Father raised me to be.
Aw.
I spend my days investigating that odd pillar where Northmore found the handgun.
The nail, right?
The
Yeah.
work was half-hearted at first, I admit. But then I discovered numerous non-Aristotelian energy channels converging at its base.
Oh, that's a mouthful.
Ley lines, dragon roads, Hylogalinian, call them what you want. But this pillar is the crossroads. I started building something. Equal parts talisman and technology. An array that can impose order on the ley junctions. That's the idea, at least. We'll see when I'm done.
I wonder if that's what led to the development of the control points.
I'm not the only one who feels like that thing has eyes.
No, don't shoot it. Oh, you shot next to it, but still, don't do that.
Yep. Boop. And now we can look for the last ID later. For now, we are going to begin our ascent. That was wrong button.
Oh my god.
Huh? Am I at the warehouse entrance? Oh yes, I am, apparently.
Yeah. I was wondering if you had run around punching too many things and the game was confused. But
No.
now, you ran around punching things and then you yourself got confused.
Yes. Oh, and we need a power core for that. So.
Oh, look, a book. Power course. Oh, after numerous attempts, I finally found a way to intercept and contain the ambient energy at the ley lines in a kind of non-Aristotelian barrier I've dubbed the power core. I admit it was difficult capturing an energy I could barely measure, much less interact with. Luckily, it seems that the porous stone of the Foundation's caverns possesses such conductive qualities. Using stone flakes and copper wires, my power cores collect significant power. My early prototypes collected too much, in fact, but I've since reinforced the container. That means a lot of things went kaboom. We don't yet know the repercussions of tapping into this power field. As a precaution, these devices should not be taken outside of the house. Ideally, the Bureau should no longer need to rely on typical energy sources. It's my greatest feat of engineering yet. I've always had an interest in invention. I like the creativity that it allowed, set within the firm boundaries of logic and physics. Father never approved, calling it a mundane science. Well, with that in mind, I dedicate this invention to Theodore Ashe Sr. May he scowl in peace.
Okay, so that actually explains how the power cubes came to work. Okay, so a lot of these are broken ones.
Mm-hmm. Aha. You're glowing. Hello.
Okay, is there anything else in here?
I was thinking, like, that one power core, like, for whatever reason, was not interested in you smacking it in the face.
Well, a lot of these aren't, but I also see another one that's glowing, so we're going to take that with us in case we need to bring it upstairs.
But normally when you do smack it in the face, it at least works. In that case, it's like, no, you are not doing this. I refuse. Stop shooting it. You already gave it what it wants. Leave it alone.
I'm shooting the wall. Nope, it looks like there was another area down there that I couldn't quite get to.
Maybe that's your secret lab.
No, that's at the base of the thing. And I think that whatever it was just kind of letting me lose my train of thought. I think that I can get to it if I go further down. Oh, that worked.
Oh my god, it did work. What the hell? There's fire extinguishers down here. I love that. That was kind of amazing.
Entry day plus 51. Northmore has ordered an all-hands search for objects similar to the service weapon. He claims there are more in the house, though I don't see how he's so certain. He's been strange lately, talking about joining greater causes, and frequently mentioning the pyramid.
Oh boy.
After pressing him, he finally described this pyramid to me. Inverted, black, mathematically perfect. Oddly enough, Adam and the other id have shown me numerous inverted triangles painted on the cave walls. Surely there's a connection. I don't see it yet. As far as occult symbols go, triangles are by no means rare.
That's fair.
Flood, Levi, Kroll, they used that shape like it was going out of fashion. Standing on their base, triangles signify stability and strength. Inverted on their points, they represent conflict and stagnation. Of course, the orientation is just a matter of perspective. Looking at the pyramid from below gives you one, from above another. Northmore says he looks up at the inverted pyramid. I have to wonder, is anyone standing over it, looking down?
Oh, that's insightful. It also makes me think a little bit about the Triforce, of all things, because if you think about it, the standard way you look at the Triforce when all the pieces are together, all of those pyramids are standing upright. And that's the thing, though all the Triforce look really easy.
Broken bridges across.
Mm-hmm. Because, like, even though the three wielders of the Triforce historically have always been in strife, you know, the idea is that someone who has a balanced heart, therefore has that stability, can wield the full power of one, of a united Triforce. But I also, there's also kind of funny, because I remember what you and I were talking about at one point, where, you know, Link has courage and Zelda has wisdom, Ganondorf has power, and power is on the top one. I remembered, what was it? I remember I used to use the Nimai, but even though, at least in the older games he was, even though Link was left-handed, he had the bottom right part of the Triforce, and Zelda, even though she's right-handed, has the bottom right part of the Triforce. So I thought it was kind of...
You mean bottom left?
Yeah, bottom left. I thought that was interesting. And then I thought was even more interesting was the fact that the power one, which seems to be the most unstable considering Ganondorf's everything, really, is the one that's balanced on top. And while it may seem that, he is more powerful, his position is actually much less stable because he's balancing on the points of two other friends. I think what I was talking about that was
Ow.
significant, and then he got shot.
Oh, Jesse. Okay. Oh, Jesse, you were supposed to shoot that when he was on it. There we go. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh wait, no, he dodged it.
Damn him.
He stayed on it. Really?
Oh no, death. Don't you hate it when your fiance is waxing poetical about triangles in a Zelda game and then you get ambushed and then you die?
That's a very specific scenario, sweetheart.
And I bet it's one that you really hate, isn't it?
Yes, but I don't think anyone in the audience can sympathize because they don't have such an experience.
They don't have to relate to it. I can sympathize for you. It's okay.
There we go. That gives me a little bit more room. Sniper's taken out.
Yep, you got your health back too. That's good. Oh, hello, sir.
Got rid of him pretty quickly that time. There we go.
Woohoo! Alright, you are now free to move about the cavern.
Sounded like you said cavern.
I meant to say cavern. Not to be confused with cabin, because you're not in the plane, you're not in a plane, you're probably in like the exact opposite of
That looks like something right out of Deltarune over there.
Hello. Oh god. But that does also, I'm pretty sure that's meant to be something with the former, considering the former has had all of those, like, you had to attack the eyeballs. Either that, or, oh, maybe it's the clog. Oh! Oh, hey! Marshall!
Pile of smoking rubble.
Marshall blew up the nail?
Yeah.
What the hell was she thinking?
Yeah, like, she may not have known about the whole, like, cosmic consequences.
Astral bleed thing.
Uh-oh.
The hiss got in. The Foundation is overrun. I was out of time and out of options.
Yeah.
I took all the C4 I could get my hands on and strapped it to the nail. Boom.
Okay.
A desperate move. But it's better off in pieces than in enemy hands. Trench wouldn't be thrilled.
Probably not, no?
He always said how vital the nail was. How it was the Bureau's duty to protect it. Bullshit. Those years spent in the director's
doesn't know.
chair.
Yeah.
She doesn't know, he never told her.
In the end, he valued order over people. The advice of invisible voices over that of old friends.
Oh.
He lost sight of who he was. The board made sure of that. But I did my duty. The hiss can't corrupt a pile of smoking rubble. My last act as head of operations. I'm done. At least I could take those bastards down with me.
Oh, well, damn.
She really had no idea. Why was that?
No, she didn't. And she died. Either from the explosion or soon afterwards, fighting whatever hiss remained around her.
Unless the hiss got to her.
Yeah. You think that she could be a big hiss taken like some of the other mini bosses we've had?
No idea.
Oh, Meteor Hill supplement. Hello. Per archival mandates 8A, this document has been edited to meet our current administrative standards. Certain terminology may be out of date. This is from 1958. That's cool. The retrieved material was subjected to Fellstrom's array, configuration 74B, but the tests were halted as the matter began to physically elude the equipment. Attempts to constrain the elements were made, but under further stress, it became vaporous. The researchers suffered corrosive injuries prior to their deaths. The child victims at Meteor Hill recounted the material enveloping them in a pleasant manner upon making contact, but when discovered, they were blank and screaming. Bodily changes were perceived immediately. Deformities, loss of pigment in the skin and hair, and mental symptoms surfaced in subsequent examinations, confusion, heightened aggression. The Department of Public Knowledge and Diversions gave statements claiming the incident was caused by debris from poorly made Russian satellite, which the public accepted with no complications, because this must have been Cold War stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The children were sent to the Bureau's recuperation facility, blank, to receive help away from society. That almost sounds like some sort of radiation.
Yeah.
And the fact that it seemed to kind of give them a nice, pleasant thing, but in reality they were in a lot of pain and screaming.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that, that's obviously awful. No matter what happened, the fact that the kids were in pain, it's and what it did to them was obviously terrible, no matter what. But there's something that's kind of odd about the way it almost, I don't want to say nice, but there's something curious about the fact that when it grabbed onto them and held them, it made it feel pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of shielded them from knowing what was happening.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. No, Jesse.
There you go. Kind of curious as to why. If it's if it's easier for it to feed on them for whatever it was doing, or if it was trying to make a connection somehow. And just
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But we do have a circle up here, so I'm going to go to that, and then I'm going to drop back down because I think I saw something.
Okay. Yeah, there are some satellites down at these control points, but I'm seeing more of those little rock stacks. I think they're called cairns. And you kind of disrupt them when you claim the control point.
Aha! I knew it.
Oh, is that the last
This
ID?
ID card was for an excavation engineer. Why did so many people abandon their cards down here?
They probably died. Or lost them. They are pretty small.
Yeah.
Ooh. Same thing about terminology. This paradimensional occurrence consisted of 3 sequential sinkholes introduced by subterranean implosions revealing foreign material of magmatic qualities. The local chapter of Youth Science League were participating in an archaeological dig on the hill when the event occurred. Many boys were injured in the resulting collapse. Some touched the magma directly. Bureau agents arrived at the scene 7 days after the incident. Samples of the lava-like material were taken. The area was quickly sealed off from the public at our recommendation. Our aim was to ensure all remnants of the material were rendered inoffensive, but the magma descended too deeply into the earth to retrieve. Foul-smelling odors were detected in the area, which were hypothesized being the dissipated elements vapor trail left at the scene. All acquired material was delivered to Washington for examination in the Bureau's on-site laboratories. That kind of sounds like those geyser vents that you're finding in here.
A little bit, except much more dangerous.
Mm-hmm. I forgot what I was talking about before I talked about the card. You remember?
Ah, sorry.
Yeah, I think think it was probably something about that, what you called. Probably about that weird presence stuff.
Yeah.
There's something where it's like it's either feeding on the kids and making it easier, or it's trying to form some sort of connection.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure what is creepier, and I'm not sure which is better, honestly. Because on one hand, you know, if the entity was trying to actually like connect with the children for whatever reason, on one hand, that's less creepy because that's, oh, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about the rocks. Sorry. I'll come back. Like, on one hand, that would be a little less creepy since obviously there's less element, but it's also kind of more creepy because even though it's not trying to be not harmful, it ends up being harmful, and that's really kind of unsettling. But alternatively, if it was trying to just feed on the kid and keep them, like, you know, quiet, that's certainly more creepy because you're like, hey, you know, you're behaving like a predator. But at the same time, it's also, there's something that's kind of simple about it, it's being harmful. Yes, the rocks. I remember now I was talking about those little rock stacks. There are some satellites at the control points down here, but you're more likely to see those rock cairns. I wonder if they're meant to perform a similar thing where you kind of stabilize the energies around the control points.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Like that one I don't think had any satellites around it at all. But some of them only have like one, maybe two, whereas the ones upstairs have several.
Yeah. Well, I can imagine that down here, it needs less stabilization just because of, you know, this area isn't shifting.
But I wonder why they're there. Maybe in the one that we just saw, it's there to mark it because I didn't see a satellite at all. But some of them do have satellites and also the rock piles.
Yeah. Well, just because they don't necessarily need it to stop the shifting doesn't mean that there isn't some purpose to having it. Like he was talking about, you know, like gathering the energy for the power cubes.
These, the rocks.
Yep. So it could very well be something like that.
Oh, hello. Hello.
I need to wait until the elevator's here before I can actually shoot that one. Mainly, I need to shoot the one out here again if it returns. Unless.
Nice.
There we go.
Punch it in the face.
Okay.
Okay, not the face I was thinking about, but sure, why not?
Elevator machine room, upper warehouse. So, away we go.
Away you go.
Oh, there's a box. Remind me to come back down to floor 5.
Okay, come back down to floor 5. Uh-oh. Ah! Did you get it?
No.
Oh, damn it. Warehouse.
Ow!
Oh,
What
God.
exploded? Control point.
Oh, my God. Alright. Get that.
It must have been something like right next to me that
I
exploded.
think so. It looked like there were some flaming barrels next to you.
What's even the point of this room, though?
A control point.
Yes, but that's all it seems to be. There doesn't seem to be anything else.